1, 2, 3, 4. Damn! 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn! 1, 2, nice Euro. Damn! We travel like hell.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today on this Friday. Fanboys. Welcome back to Fanboy Fridays. Fanboys, we know your day is going terrible. Things are just getting worse and worse for you guys. Shout out to She Loves Groovy. That's another content creator who does reaction videos that you saw at the beginning of the clip. That is another former member of the 4 and 6 Kingdom who rescued himself through doing the research and discovering the truth about LeBron James. So shout out to him. Go over there and check him out. Give him a like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Mind the game. Or mindless games. It's just a game. It's all of those things, people. LeBron James and Steve Nash is back with another episode. And in this episode, or in this segment, Steve Nash asked about LeBron James getting criticized for not taking the last shot at times. Shout out to George Hill. And of course, LeBron James goes into the whole playing the right way, making the right play. This is how he was taught. And before we get into it, I just want to say this. For LeBron James fanboys, the reason I've been playing these clips from content creators who do reaction videos, these are the younger generation. And this is showing that at one point there was a lot of talk about, hey, well, you know, once the younger generation gets a hold of the narrative, LeBron James will be the GOAT. And I said this a long time ago. That may have been the case before the internet. That may have been the case before things like YouTube existed. But now that YouTube exists and you have video footage of Michael Jordan's greatness, but not only do you have video footage of Michael Jordan's greatness and many other players, you also have footage of the BS that LeBron James does. And fortunately, you have content creators like Angry Old Hoops and Scap Attack and Uncut Hoops who put the video evidence on display that shows just how much LeBron James is not the GOAT. Not anywhere near that. And I truly believe because of this, when LeBron James retires, he's going to drop down the rankings swiftly. Again, these younger content creators, they're getting their eyes open. She Loves Groovy. I've seen him do reactions to Scap Attack and Angry Old Hoops. And again, he was once thought LeBron James was the GOAT, I believe. So again, the video evidence is out there. So that means LeBron James has no hope of ever doing what he wants to do and what mainstream media has been pushing. But anyway, without further ado, my people, let's listen to the Duck explain why he doesn't take the last shot.
How did you handle, I remember earlier in your career, you used to take criticism for not taking the last shot when you made the right play. Like, how did you handle that? Because that always bothered me. I was like, I mean, he could force something right now, He's drawn 2.5 defenders, or he can make the right play. Like, how did you navigate all the noise versus being true to who you are, which is a basketball player that plays with intelligence, feel, makes the right read?
I just stayed true to what got me to that point.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was taught the game the right way as a kid, because when we won, we won. It worked. It really worked. Like, I realized that, like, when I got into the NBA, I won 3 state championships in high school, and when I thought it was something that, like, all NBA players did. I thought, like, if you were one of the best players in the world, or you're one of the best players on your high school team, like, you should be able to win a state championship.
Right.
And I got in the NBA, and it was a lot.
All right, so I just want to stop right there and point out the fact that LeBron James is the GOAT at throwing little digs at people. And, you know, this whole thing I won 3 I won 3 state championships in high school. When I got to the NBA, I thought everybody won 3 state champions. Come on. Again, to me, this is just LeBron James does this very often, and that is find a way to prop himself up while taking digs at everybody else. It's kind of the same thing when he was on with JJ Ridiculous, and he made mention of how he could flip plays in his head at like 8 years old or something. You know, it's like, I thought everybody could do that, but I realized some guys can't even flip the play from one side of the court to the other. I could do that at 8 years old, you know, because I'm a genius. LeBron James does this so often, and I just think it's ridiculous and it's despicable, but I know he can't help himself, because, again, when you are that insecure, this is where this is coming from, he has to constantly find a way to tear others down to prop himself up. But anyway, let's continue.
Players in the world, or you're one of the best players on your high school team, like, you should be able to win a state championship.
Right.
And I got in the NBA, and there was a lot of guys that never won a state championship, that never won an AAU Nationals finals, that never won. And I was like, oh my goodness. I absolutely was taught the game the right way. And we all succeeded and have fun doing it. Like, it brought so much enjoyment to be able to play the game the right way. If it was, I never averaged more than 30 points in high school. I think my highest average was like 27, 28, I believe.
Sure.
I know for sure.
Because it wasn't about that.
Yeah, it wasn't about that. I could have averaged 50 points.
Okay, again, LeBron James averaging 27 points shows that you have a focus on scoring. This really amazes me that we have gotten to the point, again, but this is typical with the LeBron James era, but we have gotten to the point to where we try to make things mean what we want it to mean instead of what they actually mean. LeBron James, he says, I never scored average more than 30 points a game in high school because it wasn't about that. LeBron James, if you are averaging 27 points a game, that means you are focused on scoring. There is no other way around it. You can't excuse your way out of this. This just is what it is. If you are averaging 27 points a game, you are a scorer. You are not a pass-first player. And again, all these little narratives are kind of intertwined with LeBron James so-called being a pass-first player, with LeBron James always making the right play as if he's looking to pass first. LeBron James is looking to pass for 2 reasons. When he can't score and when he's feeling insecure about scoring. But we'll get more into that in a minute. But again, this whole notion of LeBron James being a pass-first player is completely and utterly ridiculous. You average 27 points a game, you are a scorer. LeBron James. And Steve Nash, for that matter, who wants to co-sign everything that you say. But anyway, let's continue.
I think my highest average was like 27, 28, I believe.
Sure.
I know for sure.
Because it wasn't about that.
Yeah, it wasn't about that. I could have averaged 50 points a game if I wanted to, probably my junior and senior year. But it was never about that. It was about how can I maximize my teammates? How can I get the most out of my teammates in order for all of us to be successful?
Yeah.
And we came here to win state championships, or we came here to win AAU tournaments and AAU national championships. And I felt like in order for me to win ultimately in the pros, even though it's a different level, I couldn't give up the essence of what made me fall in love with the game and how I was taught. Even if the criticism, it still goes on. It happened in the 2020 finals when I played in the finals, and I had an unbelievable game in one of the games to close out the heat in the finals, and I drove the ball. 2 or 3 defenders came, and I found Danny Green wide open for a 3, and he missed it, and we went to a game 5, I believe, or game 6.
But you take it every time.
Yeah, and I'm sure we all remember that play, and I'm sure Danny Green remembers it, because just like any teammate of LeBron James, if you make a mistake, you are going to suffer the wrath of the LeBron James 4 and 6 kingdom. And I believe Danny Green got death threats and stuff for missing that shot. But yeah, we all remember that. Again, LeBron James, these are all excuses to relinquish responsibility of being the star player. These are all excuses to relinquish the responsibility of being the star player. Again, the star player is the star player for a reason. People have certain expectations of the star player for a reason. Again, the star player is supposed to be the one that's the most poised. It's supposed to be the one that can stay the most cool under pressure. It's supposed to be the one who is skilled enough to get off a quality shot under pressure, especially as the game, if we're comparing to the people who they tried to compare LeBron James to, which obviously Michael Jordan, but even, Kobe Bryant or Larry Bird or any of these guys who were great at getting off a last-second shot, a quality last-second shot. But again, with LeBron James, this is just more excuses. Anyway, let's continue.
And, I drove the ball. 2 or 3 defenders came, and I found Danny Green wide open for a 3, and he missed it, and we went to a game 5, I believe, or game 6.
But you take it every time.
And I'll take it every time.
Yeah.
I take it every time. Yeah. And people why didn't you take the shot? He should have took the shot. There you go again, passing the shot.
Never been there.
Yeah, it's never. It's one of the, I don't know the quote verbatim, but Theodore Roosevelt.
Headline.
The man in the arena.
Man in the arena.
The man in the arena. It's one of my favorite quotes about, being mirrored with dust and everything. Right. And it's always the guy that's not in the arena is the one that's the loudest and talks the loudest. Yeah. But you've never stepped foot in an arena, so how can you ever challenge what I am doing? It's
And there you go, my people. He ends it with the whole, if you haven't played basketball, how can you could possibly critique what I am doing? So, I was watching some lowlights of LeBron James missing a bunch of game winners. And as I was watching them, again, the thing that, and I've said this about his game winners as well. I've said, if you look at LeBron James' game winners, fanboys, go ahead, go back and watch them. They all look like Hail Marys. In other words, they did not look like controlled shots. They look like LeBron James doing what LeBron James does, and that's either head down towards the rim, where he has to throw up something over a defender that looks reckless and again looks like a Hail Mary, or he's throwing up a Hail Mary attempt from the three-point line, but they don't look like controlled shots. They don't look like Michael Jordan. If you pay attention to Michael Jordan, every game winner he has ever taken, hit or miss, and he's nearly 50% at game winners, but every game winner he has ever taken at least looks like a good shot. And why is this? Because Michael Jordan has the skill set to always get off a quality shot. The one thing that truly amazes, well, it's a lot of things, but one thing that truly amazes me about Michael Jordan is it doesn't matter what's happening with the bottom half of his body. Somehow he is always able to keep the upper half of his body square with the rim to get off a quality shot. You know, no matter how off balance he is, somehow he's able to keep the top half of his body square with the rim to get off a quality shot. And so, yeah, every shot that he takes looks controlled, and it is controlled because Michael Jordan has that skill set that is endless. He has endless ways to get off shots, but LeBron James does not. And at the end of the day, no matter what LeBron James says about taking the last shot and him playing the right way, and because he won 3 state championships in high school from playing the right way and all of that BS, the bottom line is we all see it. And we all see normally when LeBron James chooses to pass, he looks very insecure about taking a shot in that moment. And this is when he passes. Now, when LeBron James feels more confident, he will take the shot. But again, you taking a last shot, you should always be confident and ready and willing to take that last shot. This is what you get paid for. Again, this is what a superstar is supposed to do. This is why you make the money that you make. It's because you are supposed to have a skill set to be able to deliver. And that is the right play. The right play is the winning play. The right play is the play that gives you the best opportunity to win the game. And so the reality of it is LeBron James, you don't take the last shot a lot of times because you are not the best opportunity to win. You are not. You are the weak link in these situations. And not to mention, you can't go to the free throw line. And so, the last but not least, to touch on this whole man in the arena thing that he brought up at the end, again, basically saying, if you hadn't been in a position, then you shouldn't be able to talk about it. This is such a ridiculous argument. And I hope, and I've seen a lot of players from a lot of different kind of sports say the same thing. And to me, what this really is just an attempt to avoid criticism. It's an attempt to avoid criticism. You know, it's almost like shaming language. It's an attempt to avoid criticism and have to face the reality. And here's the reality: LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and any other athlete who wants to pretend like people shouldn't be able to critique if they haven't played or if they haven't played at that level. The reality is this: any job where your salary is dependent on people watching or buying, those people always have the right to critique. Let me say that again for you LeBron James fanboys. Any occupation, job, or whatever where your salary is dependent upon a fan base, where your salary is dependent upon consumers consuming the product, the consumer always has a right to critique. That's part one. Now, the other thing is assuming that just because one can't play the sport, you can't assume they don't know what a great player looks like. Just because you can't play the sport doesn't mean you don't know what greatness looks like in that sport. Michael Jordan attracted non-basketball fans. Why? Non-basketball fans, according to, if it was up to people like LeBron James who believe that you can't critique, well, according to that kind of rationale, then non-basketball fans wouldn't have any interest in Michael Jordan because they don't play basketball, they don't understand basketball. But here's what people universally understand is greatness. And you don't have to play basketball. You don't have to know anything about basketball to watch Michael Jordan and know that you are witnessing greatness. And so that goes even double for people who've been watching basketball for years. It's like we understand the game. We know the rules of the game. We have seen various great players. So regardless of whether we've played in the NBA or not, we know what greatness looks like. Again, saying that people who have not played the game shouldn't comment is simply a way to avoid criticism and accountability. We know what greatness is supposed to look like, and it's supposed to look like. And this is the problem with LeBron James. It's like LeBron James, the problem is you can't accept yourself. You can't accept what you have done in the game of basketball. You didn't ever have to call yourself the GOAT. You could have approached it humbly. You didn't have to join super teams. You didn't have to maneuver and try to do everything to fix the odds in your favor. You didn't have to do that. But because you did, you do have to suffer the consequences. You don't want to take the last shot? You don't have to. But you can't be compared to Jordan, who's the GOAT, and think that you don't have to. Because the person who is deemed the GOAT, it is because they have become the standard. And this is through all sports. The person who is deemed the GOAT, it is because they have become the standard. They have become the standard for what greatness is in that sport. And so you can't avoid the judgment by those standards. You can't say, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to always take the last shot because I just play the right way and people should just accept that. But I'm better than Michael Jordan. No, it doesn't work like that. People who watch Jordan play, and I would argue, again, to me, this is what it really comes down to is a hole in your game. It comes down to lack of skill. Because again, to me, if you are the superstar player, you're supposed to be filling in every weakness in your game because you know that your teammates aren't up to the same caliber as you are. You know that. Again, Michael Jordan knew his Chicago teammates weren't as great as he was skill-wise. He only asked that they play the game as hard as he played. He only asked that they be as tough as he was. This is why he did what he did in practice. This is why he was bullying them in practice, if that's what you want to call it. It's because he had the mindset, if you can stand up to me, then you can stand up to anybody else. If you can stand up to me in practice, going at you and making it hard on you, then this won't be a problem when we face the New York Knicks. This won't be a problem when we face the Indiana Pacers. If you can stand up to the pressure that I put on you, then it won't be a problem. But this is what's required of the star player. A star player should be able to get off a quality shot. Because Michael Jordan is the GOAT and because he is the standard. And the only way LeBron James could have made his point valid is to find a way to win more than Michael Jordan playing the way that he played. And it would have had to been in the same amount of time that Michael Jordan did everything. LeBron James would have not only had to find a way to win more than Michael Jordan playing the way that he played, but he would have had to find a way to be just as dominant. He would have had to have like 10 assist titles. 10 assist titles. A few steals titles. Maybe some rebounding titles. He would have had to have at least as many all-defensive teams as Michael Jordan. And he would have had to have done all that in the same amount of time as Michael Jordan. This longevity crap is BS. So yeah, the only way LeBron James could make his point valid is for him to become the standard. And the only way you can become the standard is if you do something greater than what the previous standard did. That's the only way you can make a valid case for, oh, well, you know, I'll just play the game the right way, so I don't always have to take the last shot, you know, even though I never averaged more than 30 points a game in high school because I wasn't worried about that. LeBron James, you sound completely ridiculous. But anyway, we gonna hold up here, people. Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think about the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 kingdom, saying, hey, he didn't take the last shot because he was taught to play the right way, insinuating that he was a pass-first player in high school because he never scored more than 30 points. LeBron James fanboys, you are ridiculous, and so is your king. Your king is ridiculous, and so are you. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.